Thanks for watching CC Rider. Let me show you how I'm going to do this setup here with the lights. Now, like I told you, they're already wired so that whoever had it before me, when I put the new light bulbs in, which are these right here, I had those digital LED lights. These things are good only for a little while and they go bad. So I guess the circuit goes bad in it. Anyway, it works sometimes it doesn't work. It's not reliable, not safe. So I got rid of that. And I put in ordinary light bulbs like this right here. And now I discovered that whoever had this car before me, they wired it up so that these are on constantly, and I think they were trying to get a type of setup where, you know, all these lights would stay on and they would get it to blink, but they just didn't use the knowledge of a relay. They didn't complete it. They didn't finish what they started. So that's what I'm attempting to do right now. So okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Let me explain this real quick. Now in the other video that you'll see, this is a video part 2 of this. I had the blue relay on the left and the black one on the right. I switched it around. The reason being is because of this. Let me explain. The black relay, which is a single pole, single throw relay, is a 15 amp rated relay, 15 amps at 277 volts AC. I know I said 220 last time in the other video, but anyway, so because this relay is rated at a higher amperage, I'm gonna put it on the driver's side right here. The reason being is because it is more crucial to have a working signal light on your driver's side. In the United States, we drive on the right hand side of the road. It's more important that this signal light works. It's imperative that this one works so that when you're churning, the traffic behind you, if they happen to catch a peak that your light is flashing from a distance or coming up on the car that's behind yours, the car that's behind you, and that car, and so on and so forth, if they can see your signal light flashing, if they can be clearly seen, it will greatly reduce the chances of getting hit if you're making a left-hand turn. So it's imperative that I use a relay that's more reliable, 15 amp, on the driver's side. Now, the other relay, which is double pole, double throw, and I'm not selecting a double pole, double throw relay because it's not the driver's side relay. That's not why. This is the only two they had. This is the only two that I could buy, that I could find. So I'm using the more reliable one over here and the other one here, 5 amp. And my signal does work for the red lights. They just don't work over here. It stays constant. So that's why the relay is being put in place to make this all work. I'm gonna pause this video. Okay, let me see if I can explain this to you all, what I'm doing here. I got one side wired up in a way that I am happy with, except for one thing. I need an auxiliary signal. I'll explain that in a second. So this is what I got so far. All right, now you saw I'm using the black one. This is the wiring diagram of the relay. The way that I wired it is like this. Let me explain. You may want to screenshot that, look at it clearly, pause it, whatever. Okay, so this is the relay. This is my wiring diagram for the driver's side. Let me explain. Okay, I'm getting a signal when I switch the signal on, when the ignition is off. When the ignition is off, and not the ignition, when the lights are turned off and I'm driving in the daytime, okay? And I switch my signal on, it's going to positively power the coil. It's going to positively power the coil right here, okay? That's the positive side of the coil that's powered when I switch the signal on. Driving in the daytime, okay? And you know that these lights back here, they're dual. They're signal and brake. So I tapped into the signal side, and here's the ground. That's the ground part of the circuit for the coil. It's connected to ground, and as you can see right here, boom, there it is. Coil to ground. All right, that's easy to understand. Now, on the other part that I did, And this has a two-part function to it. Let me explain that right quick. Whoever wired it before I had this car, the previous owner, the power output that's supposed to be for this signal light off in the corner right there, when I turn my lights on at night, this light stays constant. So I'm telling you, whoever had it before me, they were wiring it up to make this system, the circuitry, they didn't get this part down right. I'm finishing it, I'm completing it, I understand it. So this, because this is constant, I'm taking the power that's constant when I turn the lights on at night from here and connecting it to the common. Why? Let me show you. So the positive that's coming, this is from the car right here. Okay, that's the negative. That negative is still connected to the light. Look right here. The negative is still connected to the light right there. That's the negative from the car. The positive is going to the common on the relay, and there it's going to pivot. It's going to switch. It's going to pivot when the power comes on. Now when this signal switches it, signals it the relay to come on. Let's say that it's not even happening, okay? I turn my lights on at night. Nothing's happening. This is not getting power, but when I flip my signal on, let me explain what happens before I flip the signal on. Turn my lights on at night. Because I got it wired through the common connector and the other side to the normally closed, closed meaning completed. It's a completed circuit when it's closed circuit, okay? It's making a connection between here, from the car, to the common, to over here, straight to the light, when it's not powered. That's what's happening now. So when I turn the lights on, that light comes on, stays on constantly. Okay, so we understand that. And here's the return power right here. That's the normally closed right here. That's this right here, normally closed going to the light. So when I turn the signal on, it's going to power it. And when it does, it switches over to the normally open. That's going to be my auxiliary light. That's what I was waiting to explain to you. The auxiliary signal is then going to get powered, which is going to connect right here when I get another light to put in right here. I don't know what color. So between this light that's going to be flashing and this one, they're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, okay? When it's signaled. So what's going to happen is, when this is powered, it's going to switch this off and then switch this on. So I'm going to have a combination of on at the same time when this is off. This is going to be switched over to being on, these two off. So it's blot, 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 like that. That's what's going to happen when I get this auxiliary connected. But right now, it's just going to be in the nighttime, back and forth, ta 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 ta, like that. Kind of like it's cammed. Anyway, so I got this side finished. That's how this is wired up. The auxiliary, this is the auxiliary wire. I'm gonna put a little because it's a positive. It's getting positive power when the relay is powered. This one's getting a positive output. That's going to be the auxiliary. So I'll put tape over that and make sure nothing happens to it, and take this back up, put this back in. And this light bulb, unfortunately, the filament inside messed up, so it's not working, but that's okay because I got some action going on between this one and this one right here. And this is on the Eclipse, y'all, on the Eclipse 2nd generation. So I just want to show you how to do that. Let me pause this again. Daytime signaling, that's daytime. And this is nighttime signaling, nighttime, okay?